Okay, we are live. Welcome to the 36th episode of Ask Me Anything Sunday Night Show. This is Jason. If this is the first time we meet, then welcome to the show. Now, fundamentally, what we do is very simple. Every week on Sunday night, I come over here to answer your questions about Facebook advertising and digital marketing. So fundamentally, all you need to do is very simple. Just drop your questions in my Facebook group, which you are in right now, or my YouTube channel, which you are also in right now. So this is the place where I post daily Facebook ads and digital marketing related tips. And if you find all these things that I'm doing right now useful, please share these channels to your friends. All right. So a bit of introduction in case this is the first time you see me. I'm Jason. I've been helping brands big and small navigating success on Facebook advertising since 2010. So yeah, it's been about 11 years. I work with over 200 brands in Facebook advertising and digital marketing and helping them to grow their presence and strategy and stuff. I actually stopped doing that last year and I focused more on training and coaching, which I started in 2016. Now, since 2016 up to now, I was actually, I'm really privileged to learn with over 5,000 individuals from 27 countries right now. So it's a very amazing journey, if you ask me, because I truly believe Facebook advertising as one of the most important digital advertising avenue. It actually helps people drives a lot of meaningful conversion or result to their online so-called business presence and all that. So yeah. So that's what I truly believe in. And I'm on a mission to transform 100,000 businesses in 2025. So this is a very interesting quest that I'm in right now. The idea here is very simple. Okay. I am actually focusing on doing a lot more things to help more people looking at Facebook advertising and digital marketing at a different context. So yeah, I just want to quickly shout out about one of the things that I'm actually having today. Let me bring up my screen. We just launched a new program, okay? Because for those who know me, for those who have been following me for a while, my signature program on Facebook advertising was my 6-day challenge. Now, my 6-day challenge has been running since last year, September in 2020. And up to now, we have more than 1,000 people from 20 over countries have learned through that program. It's a very powerful program that, it's like a 6-day, 6 lessons, 1 hour each, that gives you all the fundamental important things that you need to understand about Facebook advertising to help you start right. So now it is on automation where you can go to my website and start, subscribing and start learning right away. But today I want to launch a new challenge. It's a 3-day challenge. I call it the Monetize Facebook group challenge. Now, let me talk about this challenge a little bit. It's a very interesting challenge because in the past 1 year plus, while I was growing my, all my classes, my online portion kind of like programs and all that, right? I actually leverage a lot on Facebook group. You see, when it comes to Facebook, the most easiest, lowest hanging fruit will be Facebook advertising because immediately you go on there, you spend a little bit of money, you will start seeing results and all that. So it's a lot of people tend to spend more time because it gives you instant result. But on the other hand, what I want to highlight here is that, look, you might be missing something if you're not leveraging on, on your Facebook group, which is a very powerful thing because if you know how to use Facebook group right, you're actually able to achieve different kind of revenue. Like, let me give you some example. Have you ever imagined that if you actually own an e-commerce business, you can actually create a Facebook group for your customers? So when you're actually, like, let's say, for example, when you send your parcels over, right? So you can actually include a note that says that, hey, join my Facebook group for latest promotion and I'll give you $5 vouchers right away. So it is a no-brainer because it is only for me to go into Facebook over here on my phone when I receive the parcel and I just need to go in. Now, the beauty about Facebook group is the moment you actually want to join a group, you can actually ask 3 questions. So usually what we do is we ask for their email address and a few other questions that is more regarding to whatever you want to know, right? So from there, you're able to build them further. So in the Facebook group itself, of course, there will be some activities that you can do. And on top of that, it is also a very powerful lead generation because the moment they come in, regardless whether you're selling on Shopee or whatnot, or Lazada or your own e-commerce website, immediately people get what? people actually give you email address, and you can roll them into your mailing list, which you can actually use to nurture them for a very, very long time to come. So that's the power of so-called Facebook group. So basically, this is a 3-day challenge. On day 1, I will share with you what are the important things that you need to do in terms of optimizing your Facebook group, as well as what are the ideas that you can use to start nurturing and bringing people to your Facebook group, as in like the bringing people in part, the growing audience part, and building a strategic Facebook group that you can actually carry for long term. So that's the one part, which is going to happen on day 1. Now, when it comes to day 2, that day 2 is where we talk about the content ideas. You see, there will be a point where you will come to a point where, Jason, I do not know what to post, because whatever I post on my Facebook group, I'm not getting anything out of it. People are not responding to me. I don't get engagement and all that. But what I want you to know one thing is this. Even though they don't engage, doesn't mean that they are not consuming your content. It doesn't mean that they are not clicking on your call to action. All you need to do is to have a consistent content flowing in. And I'm going to give you a 90-day content idea in this second day, where we will discuss over the 1-hour training to give you some ideas, and I will give you a cheat sheet, I call that, you know. So basically, for the next 90 days, you don't need to worry about that. And what about 91 days and later? Well, just reuse the whole thing, because nobody will remember what you posted last week, right? So, so that's the beauty of day 2, where we will go in and look at what are the content ideas that we can do, which is a very powerful thing that I believe it will give you a lot more ideas in terms of how to nurture your Facebook group. And the day 3 is where we come in for the bugs. On day 3, I'll give you some ideas about how you can monetize your Facebook group. Other than the example that I gave you, by giving vouchers and giving them the latest promotions and all this kind of thing, there are other ways to harness Facebook group. Like if you're a coach, if you're an expert, I will share with you some of my favorite so-called launching ideas, where, you know, how do you actually, from time to time, you do it strategically to actually ask for, kind of like a buying opportunity for them to actually purchase something from you, and even to engage you for further something else like, you know, one-on-one, like coaching kind of thing. So it's a very powerful thing. So this is a new 3-day challenge, which I call it the monetized Facebook group challenge. It's a 3-day challenge. The first one is going to happen on the 6th of August until the 8th of August. This is the first time I do it over the weekend. I just want to test a little bit here and there. So if you have a Facebook group, you need to join this, because it gives you better idea about how you can monetize Facebook group. But if you do not have a Facebook group, I will urge you to join as well, because you will see a whole new world about what are the things that you can do on Facebook advertising, combining a Facebook group that works as a back end. It could be your lead generation so-called engine. It could be your lead nurturing engine. It could be your engine to help you increase the customer lifetime value. It's a very, very powerful thing that you have to pay attention right now. So yeah, I invite you to join this, and we're going to do this every month moving forward. So if you're watching the replay, doesn't matter. Just come to this link, because it's very powerful. I hope to work with you very soon in my next monetized Facebook group 3-day challenge. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So yeah, that's a quick introduction about today. I'm just going to roll in. Today, we don't have a lot of questions. That's why, I took a bit of time to do a bit of introduction. But nonetheless, if you guys are watching this live, if you have any questions regarding Facebook advertising, please feel free to pop in the Facebook group. If you're watching the replay, pop them in the comment as well. Doesn't matter, because I'll pick them up and I'll answer them in the future AMA, which I am going to answer some of the questions that you posted on my YouTube channel in the last 1 week. So you guys ready? Now let's roll in. Okay, so the first question that I get here is from Gomez, Junior Gomez, if I get it right? So Gomez has a question about verifying the business manager account. So yes, when you want to verify a business manager account, you need to have a business website, which is your own domain. And in fact, not just your own domain, you need to have an email that comes from that domain that you put in as your business domain. So that's the fundamental thing in order to get your business manager verified. But Gomez's problem over here is that he's selling only on Facebook Messenger, on Shopee and Lazada. So he was asking, was there any other way to get your business Manager verified if you don't have a business website or business URL. At the moment, as what I know of, you can't. This is a compulsory thing to get your business manager verified. You need to have a business domain, a website, and you need to actually change your email to the domain. As in, like, for example, if I'm using tripupacademy.com, I need to make sure I have an email which is jason@tripupacademy.com, because all the verification email and all that will actually go to mine email. So that's how they verify a business manager. So the answer is no. However, Gomez, I just want to quickly give you some assurance over here. In fact, I only got my business manager verified sometimes in 2019. As I mentioned, I've been running ads on Facebook since 2010. In fact, 2009. For the longest time, for 10 years, if you look at it, I didn't get my business manager was introduced sometimes in 2015 or 16. So for many years, my business manager was not verified. And in fact, I did not miss anything. Okay, so as of what I'm looking at right now, you actually won't miss any feature even if you don't have your business manager verified. But nonetheless, if you want it verified, I think the easiest way is, I think there are many website service providers like GoDaddy. You can buy a domain, and then you can actually park it at the, kind of like a landing page, which is like a domain coming soon kind of thing. And then you can create an email address at a very, very, very minimal cost. I don't think it's a cost that we should avoid if you really want to run business for long term, right? So that's for Gomez. Thank you so much for your question. Now remember, this is my AMA session. Basically, what I do is I answer questions on Facebook advertising and beyond every Sunday night on my YouTube channel and my Facebook group. We call this the Ask Me Anything Sunday Night Show. So if you have any questions regarding Facebook ads, feel free to pop them in the Facebook group or the YouTube channel, which I will pick up and answer in the following week. So I won't answer in the comment itself by replying directly to you. So you have to join me in my AMA to actually watch me answering your questions. And if you want to learn Facebook advertising in a more meaningful way, I urge you to click on the link in the description to find my learning program available. All right. So thanks for the question. I will go to the next one. Now, this is a question from City. At my video talking about if your advertisement has a very low click-through rate, what to fix. Now, basically, usually when we look at this, when your advertisement has very low click-through rate, there are two click-through rate to monitor. One is CTR, all. All means, you see, when it comes to Facebook ads, there are many things to click on. People can click on your profile. People can click on the like button. People can click on a lot of other things. But for this, whatever that is happening right now, basically that is for Facebook group. On the other hand, what I was actually looking at, that is actually for the CTR all. And on the other hand, there is a CTR link click, which is more specifically on the call to action button. Now, for that, this kind of thing, for what is actually happening, we have a benchmark to look at. You should actually go over to my YouTube channel to watch this video. However, when you have below average, let's say for CTR all is 2, for CTR link click, we're benchmarking it at 1. So that's the benchmark. If you have very low CTR, chances are you have an ad issue. So because what we are assuming here is we're assuming that most of the time, your audience won't go wrong, because unless you are totally selling something that you have no clue. Like, for example, if I'm selling something, like let's say if I'm selling a handphone, I know a very, very basic so-called the audience customer avatar categorization will give us a kind of like a better idea about who are the people that we should target. So we usually will start with looking at the creative first. But City's question here is, if we change the targeting, would it change the result? We're not looking at the previous result, City. So here's what we do. Whenever we are doing certain changes, so when we have issue with our campaign, we will jump on and take some action. So either we do one thing at a time. Here's the rule of thumb. We do one thing at a time. If you want to change your targeting, I would say you can. But if you're changing targeting, then I would suggest that you actually duplicate the ad set and use a new targeting to run for a new period. The reason why we want to do that is because we want to look back at, look, this targeting, is it performing better compared to my previous targeting? So that's what we do. So I wouldn't know, because we wouldn't know. Every campaign is unique, 100%. So unless you bring it to me, for a coaching session for me to look at your campaign, we wouldn't know. So you have to test it. So when you're testing your targeting, don't touch the creative because we only test one variable at a time. And every time we test something, we maintain a 3-day to 7-day so-called monitoring period to make sure that we get meaningful outcome out of it. And we don't jump into conclusion too soon. The best way to judge is to complete the learning. That will give us a better data or better idea whether either is the targeting working on or the creative part. So the next question Siti have here. Now the next question Siti has on this one is really about when you change the creative, all the results will disappear. The answer is no, because you see, here's the thing: when you have a low CTR, that means that you need to actually change your like what I mentioned just now. We will look at the creative first because we will assume that the audience is kind of like, who are the people who are more likely to take action on your product. So when we change creative, okay, it's very important for us to look at, like I mentioned, you test one thing at a time. But Siti's question is, if you change creative, all the results will disappear. The answer is no. But here's the rule of thumb. If you want to change creative to test, if you're changing it like tremendously, totally a different video or different creative, I would strongly recommend that you actually duplicate the ad, as in like you keep the old ad as in you off it, but you create a new ad under the same ad set and you give it a period to test. So that will give you a better idea whether your new creative is giving you better conversion or it's performing better compared to the previous one. And remember, we don't jump into conclusion too soon. Best if you can actually complete the learning. That will give you a better idea. But at least test it for 3 to 7 days. That's the rule of thumb. All right, so yeah, so that's what we do when we have a very low click-through rate, which happens. You see, this is the easiest way. A lot of people will actually look at, when I'm getting expensive result, it must be the ad, it must be the audience. A lot of times you need to really learn how to read the data. But here's the thing: if you've been running ads on Facebook for a while and you need help somehow, and you believe that you are actually, you have been doing everything and exactly, because I have a program which I call the Facebook Ads Scaling Program. Now, this Facebook Ads Scaling Program is a very powerful program that I can only work with only 5 coaches every month. And it's a high-level one-on-one coaching with me directly, where it's a 5-week thing. I will come in and design your so-called your strategy for you. And then we will go through the campaign setup with you, as in like you will set up under my guidance according to the strategy that I designed for you. And then after that, we will go through optimization. In this entirely 5 weeks time, it will give you a totally different idea about how you can scale your Facebook ads campaign to the next level by doing the right thing. You see, a lot of times it is about able to read the data and find the right thing to do to fix your campaign. So this is exactly what I do. So I'm bringing my experience in the past 10 to 11 years managing and coaching thousands of businesses and manage tens of millions in Facebook ad spend to the table to give you the kind of eyes and insights to accelerate your learning. So this is more suitable for those who have been advertising on Facebook for a while and you want to level up, you want to scale, you really want to break through whatever inconsistency in your campaign at the moment. This is where we actually would like to invite you to come over to work together. So this is not for everyone. If you want to do this, here's the link that you can actually apply. You need to go to this link, okay, to apply. Go in, fill in a form, and you can apply. Basically, after that, we will go through half an hour coaching call. I mean, it's not a coaching call, it's more like a discovery call. Now, here's the thing, okay? Even though if you choose not to work with me towards the end of the call, I guarantee that you still walk away with tremendous value in this 30 minutes discovery call, because I will go into your ads manager. I will look at what are the opportunities, what are the mistakes that you're potentially making to give you a better idea on how you can manage your campaign in a better way. So that's what we will do. So that's the Facebook Ad Scaling Program. If you're interested, click on the link so we can actually see whether we can work together or not. Remember, this is a very, very limited chance to work with me. I can only take 5 coaches every month. This is a high level. You get all of me for 5 weeks on your campaign. So yeah, if this is for you, please go ahead. Right, let's come back to the next question. Now, the next question that we have here is from Junior Gomez. So he's saying that he has a huge problem with his business manager account. He said Facebook disabled his business manager and wants to confirm his identity. So if you send them an ID, they say identity confirmation failed. What should you do? The name of ID is usually the same. Now, here's the thing, okay? This is what really happened, because what Facebook is trying to do right now is to really make sure that, especially Facebook advertisers, are the real people. So, I've been through that. For no reason, one day they actually disable everything on my business manager and everything. They just want me to go through the verification because they know you need to do that. You want to do that because you can't afford to lose the time and actually the learning opportunity, or the so-called the money-making opportunity, by not running your ads, right? So you just need to submit whatever. So here's the thing. I would strongly encourage that you make sure that your name is similar to your ID, if not the same, because that is very important. You just imagine, one thing that one of my ex-client actually did was this. He created a fake Facebook account with his company name, okay, Facebook profile, okay, with his company name to manage all his assets, including his Facebook page, Facebook, Instagram account. What I did was really sharing the account. Everybody was sharing the account, just log into the same one. And then after that, one day, Facebook blocked everything and asked for verification. And then he said, you got to give me your ID to prove that your name is that bloody company name. They were trying to give them, oh, look, this is my company name. It was not accepted. So they actually were down for business for about a month plus, hundreds of thousands lost because they are very huge on Facebook advertising. So you don't want to actually go through that. However, for Gomez's problem over here, usually when your ID is not usable in order to verify, usually just use another ID. Either if you're using your ID, identification card, try driving license or try your passport. Somehow or rather, for Malaysia's case, I've heard it several times. I think they like passport better than IC. So I don't know about site. So your site, you probably can try. Give them driving license or something else to see whether you get it. All right? So I hope I answered your question. Now, the next one we have here is from Anyone. Anyone was actually giving a very interesting comment. That's why I said I believe it's worth sharing. Because my video talking about Facebook ads account permanently banned or restricted, right? We were discussing what are the things that you should do and all that. But Anyone actually put it a very interesting point. He said, if your ad actually receives a substantial amount of negative feedback, on your advertisement, such as you get a lot of unlike and all this kind of thing, Facebook will consider your ads as lower quality. That's correct, okay? Which means you have to pay higher and you actually will reach lower people. And to a certain point, you might even get banned, okay? So yeah, so you need to work on a customer feedback score on Facebook. That's one thing. But nonetheless, to bring this further, to elaborate on this further, thank you, Anyone, for the comment. Anyone. It could be anyone. So what I want to say here is this, when you're running on ads on Facebook, one thing I don't want you to do is you don't violate the rules. In any way, don't violate the rules. You're at Mark's turf, right? Please play by Mark's rules. Because, like I say, Facebook ads combining Facebook, Instagram, and others mobile apps, which we call it the audience network combining, is one of the largest and most effective digital advertising medium available at our time. And it's a very effective push advertising, especially because you're talking about reaching to the right people, showing them the right ad, getting them to take the right action. So that's an essential thing. So Facebook is getting a lot more stricter in terms of limiting and controlling the advertisement that appears on their platform. So you will just have to play by their rules. So that's what we think. So yeah, just go to the Facebook ads policy, Google it, make sure that you're not violating any rules. All right, so I think that's all the questions that we have, but nonetheless, I want to bring back to this thing, right? Today, as of what we are actually looking at right now, I actually launched this in the afternoon, sometimes about 2:30. We launched this monetized Facebook group challenge. It's a new 3-day challenge. You see, I stopped doing the 6-day challenge live for a while right now, but I think I really love doing live training. That's why I actually created another one. Now, monetized Facebook group challenge is a 3-day challenge. 3-day, okay? The first one is going to happen on coming Friday to Sunday. It's a 3-day thing. Every day, 3 p.m., come together for an hour. So I will share with you 3 things. Now, 3 main things that we will discuss on the Facebook group, this monetized Facebook group challenge, because all the time. Everybody was rushing to the Facebook ads. I want to spend money, I want to get results. But for the past 1 year plus, I actually spent a lot of time making a lot of money through through Facebook group. What am I saying? So Facebook group is a very powerful platform or tool if you know how to use them right. Like example I gave just now, right? If you're selling on e-commerce, you should create a Facebook group for your customers. And when you're actually delivering your parcel, make sure you include a note that says that, oh, join our Facebook group to get a $5 discount and to stay in touch with the future promotion. It's a no-brainer because I already choose to buy from you. The moment you ask me to join a Facebook group, I will join. But the thing here is that after I join your Facebook group, you can actually do a lot of things to me and you don't need to pay advertising anymore. That's the best part of it, right? But a lot of people actually haven't paid a lot of attention because a lot of people will say that, Jason, Facebook group cannot work. It's very quiet. Nobody engaged. Look, it's not about engagement. It's about nurturing. It's about making them easy. They may not be engaging with you. They may not be liking you and all that, but they might be consuming your content. They are clicking on your links. So the idea here is you have to make sure that you do the right thing. So here's what we do. In this 3-day time, okay, the first day is about how do you create an optimized Facebook group. You need to be able to ask the right question. You need to be able to set up the right rules. You want to actually set your group direction in the very correct way. So I'll give you some ideas about what are the angles that you should focus on. So that's the first one. That's the day one. It's a very powerful day one. I give you a lot of ideas about what you can do. So if you're e-commerce business, you come. If you're expert coaches, if you're even you're a B2B business, anything, join this one, because having a Facebook group is like your kingdom. It's like your universe. You can do a hell of a lot of things with it, right? So that's day one. Now on day two, I'm going to give you content ideas. To that extent, I know it's kind of like we are lazy to think. So I give you a 90-day content idea cheat sheet. Can you imagine that? So for 90 days to come, you just need to look at the cheat sheet. I will give you some content ideas. You just need to create according to whatever I suggested. Now, you might be asking, what about 91 days and above? I mean, just reuse it. It's that simple, right? So the idea here is you want to actually anchor your content towards nurturing and with a mix of a call to action. You want to actually make sure that they take action. And you want to have a mix of content that actually, even though they don't engage with you, they know you are in it and you're actually driving the kind of like action, which is clicks to your website or whatever, which is a very powerful thing. So that's day two. And day three, that's the most powerful day three, where I will talk about, other than some call to actions, basic ones, what are the other ideas that you can use to monetize your Facebook group. So like, for example, give you one simple example. If you're running e-commerce, right, you can actually run a very exclusive members only or fans or customers only flash deal. So you just need to have a consistency of doing it, and people will be very excited and they will look forward to that. And on top of that, when the moment you build a habit, it's a very powerful thing. Now, if you're a coach, if you're an expert, if you're if you're even a B2B business, you can actually even do some launches where you can just say that, look, this is the time where I will come in and will run something that basically is only for you guys for a while. And then after that, from there, you drive some call to action over. There are many monetization ideas that I want to share with you on day three. So this is a very powerful 3-day challenge, live training. I've not been doing live training for a while. So this is the one that you can actually stay with me. Even if you're watching the replay, click on the link, because I will be doing this on the at least monthly basis for the foreseeable at least few months to come, because this is really something that I believe a lot of people are missing. And I want you to take full advantage of whatever Facebook group can give to you. Just remember, you have run ads, you have spent money getting these people through the door, whether to sign up at the lead magnet or to become your customer. What are you doing to nurture these people? And you should start thinking from that angle. And Facebook group is the best place to start. So go on this link, tribeacademy.com/group challenge. And I will look forward to see you at my next challenge. But at the moment, as we are making this video, it's going to be on the coming Friday to Saturday. We're going to do this together, 1 hour a day. I'm going to teach you powerful things to start really monetizing your Facebook group. All right, so that's pretty much about it. And we have Russell Islam. Thank you for tuning in. And I think that's pretty much it. That's what we have for today. Remember to join the 3-day challenge for monetizing your Facebook group. I look forward to see you. And this is Ask Me Anything Sunday Night Show. This is already episode 36. My goodness, I've been doing this for 36 weeks right now. So that's part of a thing, consistency, right? And if you have any questions, like I say, post in the comment, whether it's on the Facebook group or YouTube channel. And I'll see you next week at the same time at 10 p.m. This is Jason signing off. See you next week. Bye.